Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, we would be discussing the famous 1997 movie that featured a young Keanu Reeves, a young CharlizeTheron, and an almost old Al Pacino. Yeah, you can see the lines on his face there. We will be discussing the infamous Devil's Advocate. This film is a relatively simple film with a simple theme and a simple message. The world is filled with wolves, and beware of the devil's temptations. This movie has a very linear progression. It's focused on one theme and one theme only. Unlike the other films that have a subplot, not that it's a bad thing, and I'm not saying that The Devil's Advocate is a bad film either, it's just a different film. Now, this would be an extended plot summary, so if anybody up until this point who hasn't watched the movie yet, what the hell have you guys been doing up till now? Go watch the damn movie, it's been 22 bloody years. Okay, let's do this. The movie opens with a courtroom scene where Kevin Lomax, played by young Keanu Reeves, is defending a school teacher from a sexual assault allegation by a student. And Kevin finds out that the guy that he's defending was indeed a deplorable person. The court adjourns, and Lomax dashes to the bathroom, frustrated and unable to think what to do. He has never lost a case, and it seems as his unblemished string of victories would finally come to an end. He washes his face with a renewed sense of vigor, walks into the court, and somehow wins the case for his client. As Lomax and his wife Marianne, played by young CharlizeTheron, and along with some other lawyer friends, go out to party, he's approached by this guy from New York who wants to offer Mr. Lomax a job in the Big Apple. Apparently, Lomax is so good at what he does that he caught the eye of Milton Chadwick Waters to help him pick jurors. Wait, can they really do that? Eh, seems like they can. So, getting back, they wanted to pick the jury and they offer him a lot of money, all expenses paid for him and his wife. He tells his mother, who is a very religious person who doesn't like Marianne for some reason. He tells her that he's moving to New York and his mother doesn't approve of it because New York to her is the devil's whole house. She recites some Bible verse from the book of Revelations, something to do with Babylon. I guess it fell off something. After that, Lomax recites another verse from the book of Revelations, something to do about Babylon's falling of something, and she gives him his blessing. Just like that. And so, Kevin and Marianne move to the Big Apple from their little place in Florida, and Kevin, unsurprisingly, is doing his job amazingly well. And then he meets the boss man, John Milton, played by almost old Al Pacino. Out of the blue, John interviews Kevin and offers him a permanent position at the firm. Just like that. He gets housed in the most prestigious hotel that Mr. Milton bought, in the most prestigious part of town, with the most prestigious people around. Everything is very prestigious. Moving on, Kevin is working on this Moyes case, something to do with animal slaughter, and as that is going on, Marianne is picking the paint for the house. Kevin is working nights, and Marianne is alone at home, picking the paint for the house, and she's going crazy. So, Kevin and Marianne go to this office party where Marianne meets Milton, who is flirting with him, and Kevin meets this redhead, and they flirt. During the party, some emergency comes up. This guy called Alexander Cullen, who is the largest real estate developer in the city, is charged with a triple homicide, and Milton wants Kevin to take the case. After he's home, Marianne and Kevin have a fight because Kevin left her at the party for 3 whole hours. The next day, Kevin is with Alexander regarding the case, and Marianne is with her friends out on a shopping spree. One of her friends even asks her to touch her breasts. Whilst her friend was changing, Mary sees her friend's face change into that of a demon for a brief second, and she freaks out, as one should, and runs away. At the house, Mary screams to high heavens at Kevin about how she doesn't like it in New York anymore. Kevin calms her down, and Mary tells her that it's time to make a baby, and they get jiggy on the floor. The best part of this movie is that every single emotion is shown to the viewer. How the character feels, what kind of expression he she shows. The best example is this scene right here. When Kevin and Marianne were getting it on right on the floor, he sees his office colleague, the redhead's face, interchange with Mary's. And as their bodies interchange between the shots, the facial expressions on Kevin's face are shown as well. Now that's what I call visual storytelling. Amongst all this chaos, Kevin's mother arrives in New York to meet her son. And who does she meet at the hotel in the elevator? That's right, John Milton. And she is visibly disturbed by him. The best temptation scene has got to be the elevator scene. You can just see the setup when Milton asks Kevin to come upstairs with him to discuss the case, and there are two ladies with him in the elevator. And you just know what's going to happen when they move into the room. That scene was hot with temptation. And Kevin considered it for a second, but then looks at his wife and turns down his boss's offer. That was a scene where the true nature of the devil was seen and felt. So the next day, Kevin's mom wants to go back to Florida and wants to take Marianne with her too. They get into an argument about that, and Kevin leaves for work. As Kevin is working late one night, he stumbles upon Eddie Barzoon and a whole team shredding a truckload of official documents. Why couldn't they just burn them? While at home, Mary's condition is getting even worse. The next day, Marianne tells Kevin that she can't have any children because she's barren. Like a field. And she becomes progressively paranoid. Milton finds out that Mary is sick and tells Kevin to forfeit the case so that he can take care of her, but Kevin refuses to do so. Coming to the case, Kevin is sure that Alexander is the murderer and that he's being set up. He feels like it's the same case he handled with the school teacher back in Florida. But Kevin does it again. He acquits Alexander of all the charges. As Kevin is getting back home, he finds out that Marianne's condition is getting even worse. He finds her in a church, and Marianne claims that Milton had the devil's dance with her. Pun intended. And Kevin realizes that Marianne is cray cray and takes her to the hospital. Before they could take her away into the ICU or whatever, she tells Kevin that it's happening because of the money, that they have become slaves to the money due to greed. Kevin and the whole office attend Eddie Barzoon's funeral, and after that, Kevin finds out that Milton Chadwick Waters is into a lot of illegal stuff around the globe. He also finds out that the school teacher that he acquitted back in Florida had killed a 10-year-old girl. Kevin visits Marianne in the hospital and he sees his mom reading the scripture. She takes him aside and tells him that she had visited New York once, back when she was young, and that his father was a waiter at the restaurant they ate. Simultaneously, Marianne goes full crazy and locks herself in the hospital room and can't take it anymore. She kills herself with a shard of broken mirror, slicing her pretty little neck open. After Marianne is dead, Kevin's mother finishes the story and tells him, wait for it, Milton is your father. No! Kevin goes to confront Milton, his father, who is the devil himself, literally. He wants Kevin to breed with his sister, well, half-sister. That doesn't make it okay. So that they can make an awesome devil baby and take over the world. And then they dance to a Frank Sinatra song. Why? Because it's New York, baby! Getting back, the redhead undresses and Kevin's libido spikes up like a fever. They start making out, and then Kevin exercises free will and shoots himself. And Milton, the devil bursts into flames, saying, that's a very long no. Pacino is shirtless and stuff, so there's a lot going on there. Moving on, Kevin is transported back into the washroom of his Florida courthouse, back to the molester school teacher's trial. He sees that everything is alright and realizes that he has a second shot at life. And what do you know? Kevin forfeits the case and gets out of the courtroom with a clear conscience. That's it. That's the whole movie. With regards to KeanuReeves, his performance was really good, though sometimes I did feel like his expressions were a little too, let's say, artificial, a little stiff if you will, and sometimes I felt like he overexpressed. But maybe it might be because of the way the movie was shot and the angles that they shot them in. It wasn't a flawless performance, but good nonetheless. I have high regards for Al Pacino and I love his movies, but I don't think he was the right casting for this movie. He was just too energetic.
Not to be immodest, Marianne and I got it on at about 5 on. Fuck you! Oh, got me! Got me! Yes! Wow! Oh, yes! Yeah! Step on up, son! Come on, that's good! You gotta hold on to that fury! Yeah, that's the last thing to go. That's the final hiding place. It's the final fig leaf.
And I don't think he pulled it off that well. He's much better suited in the somber, brooding, troubled individual roles, and seeing him overly enthusiastic was a little bit difficult to see, as he doesn't seem genuine. And if the devil he played was mysterious, serious, and all brooding, he'd be perfecto. Coming to Charlize Theron, she stole the movie as far as I'm concerned. She was the focus, the motivation behind the main character's actions, and thus the subsequent consequences. Her performance was highly appreciated.
Baby, please. Baby, there's no blood. There is no blood. It was a dream. Mary, it was a dream.
Not a dream if it's true.
Look, let's get you undressed in the tub, okay?
No. I know you. You'll leave me now for sure. No! Get away from me!
Her slow descent into chaos was agonizing and entertaining to watch. One disappointment was that this wasn't a courtroom drama. I wish it was something like Kevin going against Milton's character, or Milton is accused of something that he hasn't done, and Kevin has to acquit him of the charges. I think that would have been an amazing movie to watch. They focused on the value aspect on this one, and why lawyers, you ask? Well, they do explain it at the end of the movie. It was a fairly simple movie with a simple message and one plot that reached one ending. I think I've said enough throughout this whole review, and you can let me know what you found interesting with regards to the movie down in the comments below. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time, hopefully soon.